I got this. Hey! There you go.
Perfect opening to a podcast. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 1 of the Jakeb and Jakeb podcast. Obviously, it is a podcast between me, Jakeb, and Jakeb. And we'll occasionally have some guests on. Just kind of depends on what we feel like, but we figured the first one, it'd be best to just do us two.
Yeah.
And the first story I kind of want to bring up is, at least in my mind, kind of the way that we got the name for the podcast, and that was
We're both Jacob and Jacob.
but I mean, it was back in high school. I want to say maybe junior year, and it was one of the first times that we had gone over to Wesley's house, and it was I know it was me and you and Wesley, obviously, but I can't remember if there was anyone else with us.
Was this before or after the pillows? When Wesley had 100 fucking pillows in that loft room?
Oh yeah. I think this was around that time. I don't know. I think this was before I knew about that, to be honest. But
okay.
We were in his living room / kitchen, and his dad was there, and it was the first time we had met his dad.
Yeah, I remember that.
We introduced ourselves as Jakeb and Jakeb, and he was like, "Oh, you guys should start a law firm." So
yeah, I remember that.
When we initially were like the Jakeb and Jakeb podcast, that's kind of what it made me think of. So
okay, man, I've forgotten about that shit.
Mm-hmm. So we kind of lived up to it.
Sort of. I mean, now we're just fucking around on the internet.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. That's what most people do anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, dude, I forgot about that fucking pillow room, actually. That was a dope room.
Dude, that shit was fucking awesome.
So it was this in his bedroom, it was like a lofted area it was not very tall, but it was pretty wide. It took up most of his room. And
yeah, so he had this it was almost kind of like an attic, but just for his bedroom. It wasn't like an attic for a house. It was like he had the wooden ladder and everything, and just this separate, I guess, storage room or something. And just another room in in the ceiling at his fucking house, or in his room. And at some point, I don't remember what the situation was. Do you remember how he ended up with all those goddamn pillows?
I don't remember. That's gonna be a story we're gonna have to ask him about.
Yeah,
but
well, we'll bring him on as a guest at some point. But yeah, I don't remember how he ended up with. He had hundreds of pillows.
He was wild.
I think it was seriously I'm pretty sure it was seriously 300 plus fucking pillows.
Oh, I could see
he
that,
just
100%.
He just filled that fucking space with them, and we would just go over there, just crawl up there, fucking hang out in the pillows.
Yeah. And do you remember it had that window kind of at the front?
Yeah,
that he would occasionally hang out of.
Dude, he actually scared the shit out of me one time.
Oh, really?
Senior year.
Also, just be careful with your screen, because occasionally, depending on how you sit, you get keyed out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. No green screen, just using a fucking filter, basically. Anyway, nice. Yeah, so senior year of high school, he and I both had first period off.
Very nice.
And because of that, on Wednesdays we wouldn't have to be at school until 9:30 or some shit.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so most of the time on was it Thursdays or Wednesdays?
I think Wednesdays was 1357 and Tuesdays.
Yeah, I think so. So Wednesdays. Yeah, Wednesdays. I would walk over to his fucking house at 7 a.m, and he would drive us in his parents' car, and we would go out and get fucking breakfast, and then we'd go to school.
Nice.
And I went over there one morning, and like I had texted him and everything. I was like, "Hey, yo, you good for breakfast this morning?" And he was like, "Yeah, come on over." And I walked over. I remember this morning. I got pulled over by the cops walking.
Really? What?
Dude, so
For what?
so there was something happening.
Mm.
Um, you know that house that's on the corner of Aspen and 13th?
It's been a while
Uh,
since I've been over
I don't
there, but
I don't expect you to know the house, but that area,
general
like
area,
so,
yeah.
my house, park, and then up 13th,
Oh yeah.
uh,
Okay.
towards Aspen, and then there's this like corner,
Yeah. Okay. I
right,
go. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. There was something happening at the house, and I don't know what the fuck it was at 7 in the goddamn morning,
Yeah.
but there were a bunch of cops at the house,
Oh shit.
like a bunch of them, and I think there were like 7 or 8 fucking cop cars there,
Oh damn.
and yeah, I was just fucking walking by, like I had my school bag and whatever, and I was like, oh shit, there's some crazy shit going on over here, and one of the cops came up to me and he was like, stop, and I was like,
Oh shit. What'd I
what?
do?
I was like, what the fuck, right? And he started asking me like all these questions about the tenants of this house,
Interesting.
and I was like, I don't fucking know. And he was like, well, you live in the area, don't you? And I was like, bro, I'm 17. I don't know a goddamn thing.
I say you're like I'm 17. I don't even know the neighbors next to me half the time. Like,
Yeah, dude, seriously, like
let
I
alone
know.
like 3 streets over.
Yeah, dude, I was like, I know the first names of the neighbors that I have on my block for maybe 3 households.
Yep.
Um, I don't fucking know anything. And he was like, and one of the other cops came over. And so I was like being basically cross-examined by these 2 fucking cops in the street at like 7 in the fucking morning, and they were asking me all these questions like about basically just about this fucking house, and I was like, I don't fucking know anything.
Yeah. Like I don't know what you expect.
And eventually they dropped the fucking hard cop routine act, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, okay, well, where are you going? I was like, I'm going to my friend's house. And he was like, it's school hours. Shouldn't you be at school? And I was like, my brother in Christ.
Like, do I need to? Like, I don't want to break this shit
I
down.
had to explain to them how the block hours worked at school,
Yeah.
and why I wasn't in school at that time.
But even so, 7 in the morning, nobody on even on a Monday would be in school yet because school didn't even start till 7:30.
Well, yeah, but it was like between 7 and 8.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I remember I started walking at 7, and they harassed me for probably a half an hour. Um,
Which, if anything, is like, why aren't you in school right now? It's like, cause you two, you're not letting me
yeah,
get anywhere.
yeah. Um, but eventually I got it through to them that I didn't have to be actually at school until like 9:30 in the morning. That I was going over at Wesley's place for breakfast. Or for us to go out to
Yeah.
breakfast, whatever.
Yeah.
And they actually gave me a ride
Oh, really?
over. One of the cops, like the 2 cops that were fucking dicking with me the whole
Hmm.
time, is like eventually they dropped the fucking hard ass act, and one of them was just like, "Yeah, you want to ride?" And I was like, "You got to be shitting me, man! You guys just fucking waste my time for that." And so they gave me a ride over to fucking Wesley's place. I sat in the back of the fucking cop car on the way.
You should have like called Wesley and been like, bro, meet me
Oh
out
no,
front of your
so
house in like 2 minutes, and then just this cop car pulls up.
well, so I texted Wesley and I was like, "Hey, yo, bro, I'm here. I was expecting to be there fucking like 15 minutes earlier, but I was wasting time with these dickhead cops." Um, so I texted him and I was like, "Hey, yo, I'm here," and he said, "Yo, come on in." And like I'm not typically comfortable with just walking in other people's houses.
Yeah, yeah. I don't blame you on that.
Eh, Yeah, I feel like that's understandable. Like
Yeah,
even if they say come on in, like I got a weird thing about that. But anyway,
yeah.
um, so he said come on in, and I was like, I'm literally at your front door. Come open the door. And he was like, yeah, no, nobody's home but me. Just come in. And I was like, fuck, okay.
Like fine.
So I walked in, took my shoes off, and I went up to his room. And when I got into his room, he was nowhere to be fucking found. And then he leaned out of the goddamn fucking window for that attic thing where all the goddamn pillows were and just blasted me with a fucking squirt gun.
Oh, dude, like honestly, I would be a little pissed after the morning that you had, and then just to have it like just get
Dude,
squared in the
I
face. Like
was pretty pissed.
I'm
Like
done.
I was walking in like when I walked up to the house before he told me just to come in. I was like, I was ready to just like talk shit about these dickhead cops and whatever that were just fucking wasting my time. And then he was like, "Come in," and then I was ready to talk shit about the dickhead cops and tell him I'm not comfortable just walking into people's homes.
Yep.
And then I get into his room and like I'm really ready to talk all this shit and get this shit off my mind, and he hits me with a fucking squirt gun.
Like there's no way to prepare for that.
Dude, looking back on it, it's so fucking funny.
Oh, dude, it's great.
But like I remember the rage that was inside of me at the time.
Oh yeah, dude. Seriously. Oh, bro, and I remember some of the stuff, just random stuff we did at Wesley's house. Um, I remember we got together. I think it was after school when I just
Sorry.
love like you just walked into nothingness. It was great.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
No,
going to
you're
take a
good.
leak real quick. I'm still listening.
um, I think it was after school. It was when we went. It was when we went over to his house. Um, before going to see Data Life at the First Bank Center, and this was senior year also.
Oh,
Um,
dude, that was a great show.
oh, dude, it was awesome. Um, but we got together at his house at like right after school, and we just hung out there until we left. But like I remember it was right after he bought the speakers and stuff, so we were just like fucking around, like kind of throwing some tracks on, mixing a little bit. That was a good time. And then I remember getting to the show, and this was back when Flash Seats was a thing, and there's a possibility I could be slightly dating myself on that, but it was when Flash Seats was still a thing, and I had my ticket for Data Life on the Flash Seats app. And when we were standing in line, because normally when you open it up, it'll tell you, hey, like here's the show you have. This is where it's at, the time, blah blah blah, and then it has a QR code. When I opened the app, it said no shows, and there was there was a QR code, but I didn't think it went to anything because it didn't list a show. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck happened to my ticket? So I hopped out of line while all of you guys went into the venue, and then I went to the box office and was like, what the fuck's going on? And they couldn't help me out because like what are they gonna do? It's not their, like, Flash Seats isn't their thing. They just kind of are like, okay, like Flash Seats is the middleman at that point. And the best the lady was able to do was like, you know what, go ahead and hop in line and try it, just see if it'll scan, because it shows, like, if you go into your tickets, it shows that you have this ticket, but even though it's not coming up, it should still scan the QR code and you should be okay. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then I walked and got into line, stood in line for another 15 minutes, got up to the door, scanned it, and it worked just fine. And I was a little pissed off because I was like, well, if I would have known, I wouldn't have had to get out of line in the first place.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man.
I don't. Oh, man, I don't really remember too much of that show other than when they played what's that song? It's got "Smile" in the word.
One Smile.
One Smile, is that the one?
I think so. Yeah, it's a good one.
I remember when they played that one, and all of us doing the group fucking picture.
Yep. Yeah, because
I
it
don't really
was.
remember too much of that show though.
I remember a little bit. I know that it was me, you, Zach, his girlfriend at the time, Matt
Alex.
Spatz, Alex, um,
Oh
and
yeah, Matt
then
Spatz was there. Yeah.
Sajas and Wesley.
Oh man, dude, I fucking forgot about Sajesh.
Yeah, but it was all.
I
I
miss
remember
that
it was
guy.
all of
He was
us.
a good guy.
Yeah, he was. And then I do remember the group picture we all took. I remember it was actually after you guys left because I came with Mike and them, and then you came with Zach and them, obviously, and we
Yeah.
just
That's
met
right.
up. And it was a little bit after you left when they did the giant pillow fight that they always do.
Yeah. I remember.
That was wild.
I had a bad fucking habit at the time of leaving shows too fucking early.
Which I mean, it's understandable.
Well, usually it was like whether it be like beating traffic or
Yep.
there's one time where I legit just felt fucking sick as shit.
Yeah. Which
And
that makes sense.
I think that was the Skrillex show
Oh yeah.
where
I
I was
remember
just
that one.
I felt sick as shit, and I was just like, I gotta get out of here.
I say we'll come back to that one because I
Yeah.
remember that.
Yeah.
And then I also remember at one point, it was when because like Data Life's one of their big things were champagne and bananas. I don't know why, but it was champagne and bananas, and everybody, there were a lot of people when they went to see Data Life that were dressed as bananas, and I remember the one dude when they were like, oh, everybody who's dressed as a banana, we want you to come on stage. There was one guy that had his costume but didn't want to go on stage. So the solution to his problem, instead of just like not going on stage, he took his banana costume off, handed it to Wesley, and was like, "You want this to go on stage?"
I remember that.
So of course he said yes, and that's when because none of us knew
that was Wesley's birthday, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It was his birthday.
Yeah, I remember that. The guy gave it to him because he was all upset that he couldn't go on stage and shit on his birthday.
That's right. I remember.
And and the guy gave him his costume for that.
That's right. Because see, I didn't see any of that go down. I just know that Wesley was there 1 minute and then he disappeared for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, he just came back in a banana costume, and I'm like, "What the fuck happened?"
Well, dude, I remember he disappeared out of fucking nowhere, and he explained to us the situation after the concert of the guy giving him his fucking banana costume.
Yep.
But like, he disappeared out of fucking nowhere, and we were all like, "Where the fuck is Wesley?" And I remember I saw him on stage, just like out of fucking nowhere. Like when they brought all the people in the banana costumes on stage, I was like, "What the fuck is that, Wesley?"
See, I didn't notice. I didn't notice at all.
No, I remember that, and yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious. I was like, "Where the fuck did he go? Where the fuck did he get the goddamn banana costume?"
Like what? That was a good night though.
Yeah, it was a good night. That was an excellent night.
And he still, at least as far as I know, he still has the banana costume.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
he at least did
let
for
him
a while.
keep it?
Yeah, he let him keep it. So,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he kept it in his car. There was one night.
That's crazy.
There was one night, and we'll definitely have to bring the story up again when we bring Wesley on. But there was one night that it was during our first semester at NJC.
Yeah.
Because at the time Jess was working at the Chick-fil-A over by the Flatirons Mall, and
Yep.
I was down for the weekend or something, and I was hanging out with Wesley. I was like, "Yo, we should go to Chick-fil-A, grab some food because we haven't eaten yet, and then we can also see her, talk with her for a few minutes." So this dumbass went to just some random Chick-fil-A, and I'm like, "This isn't the one I was talking about." And he was like, "Well, we're already in line." So we bought food and drove it, went over to her Chick-fil-A, and then just walked into her Chick-fil-A with Chick-fil-A from elsewhere.
What the fuck?
which we were like, this is kind of odd, but whatever.
So
Um,
you guys bought Chick-fil-A at a different Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
Didn't eat it immediately. Drove over to the Chick-fil-A Jess was at, and
Which
then
was like a
sat
solid 30 minutes away, by the way. Like,
and then sat down and fucking ate Chick-fil-A from a different
yep,
restaurant
yep,
in that Chick. Oh my dear Jesus!
yep. So when we got there, we sat
I didn't
down.
know about that. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. She saw us. She came over because she was on her break, so she sat and we talked and hung out. And I remember how we got on the conversation, but his banana costume came up, and he was like, "I have it in the car," which I didn't know about until he said it. I'm like, "Okay," so we were just kind of like, knowing Wesley, we should have known better, but we were just kind of teasing him like, "Oh, you should go put it on, like you won't." He was like, "All right, I'll be right back." So he leaves, and then he comes back into Chick-fil-A in his banana costume, and then just sits
He
back down at
actually
the
still
table.
had it in his car.
Yep, yep.
Dude, so uh, that actually reminds me of a Dayton story.
Oh boy, hold on. I'm this goes on a little bit farther, and then we'll go to the
Yeah,
Dayton
you're
story.
good.
But so after we were done eating and Jess, was done on her lunch break and went back to work, Wesley and I left, and we were like, well, we're the Flatirons Mall is just right here. We still have some time. We don't have anything else to do, so we headed
Yeah.
over there. And he was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep the banana costume on. So we were walking around the Flatirons Mall. Granted, it was in the evening, so there weren't as many people there. But we were just walking around the Flatirons Mall while he was in his banana costume, and it could tell a lot. A lot of people were confused, and then some of them, I feel like it definitely made their day.
Oh yeah. Nice.
It was a good shit, man.
That's pretty funny. He just walked around the mall like that. Man, I haven't spoken to Wesley in a fucking while, man.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. He grew his fucking hair out.
Yeah, he did, dude. He did the Riley Kenyon thing. He looks a little bit like a standard portrait of Jesus now.
I like it. Oh man.
Yeah. So the Dayton thing that I was talking about was pretty short. So a while back, Dayton was in the market for a new car, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what the fuck this man was thinking.
Do we ever?
I've given him a lot of shit about this. He went to buy 1960s. I don't know exactly what year, but a 1960s VW Bug.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But
I could see that, I guess.
this thing was modded to hell.
Oh boy.
It was. It had some big ass tires on it, and
Jeez.
like a big fucking front grill, and it had the fucking floodlights on it and shit. Like it was made for off roading, right?
Okay. Very
And
nice.
I don't remember exactly how much he paid for this thing. Doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
when I went down there with him, I drove him down there. It was somewhere on the Front Range.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like, kind of along like Golden.
I know
Boulder
that's a real
area.
wide range of area, but I can't remember exactly what city.
That's right. There's a lot of cities.
We met these guys at some fucking storage unit where these guys that were selling the fucking Bug,
Mm-hmm.
they had a whole bunch of antique cars that they kept in
Oh wow.
this storage unit, and dude, they had like a fucking original Rolls Royce
Oh, that's sick.
in one of their storage units, and I was like, "Yo, that's a lot of money."
Especially just to be
Uh,
leaving in a storage unit like that.
yeah, seriously. And anyway, the reason that banana costume story made me think of that is the dress whites for the Navy, uh,
Yeah, yeah.
with the funny cap and
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
Um, so Dayton is officially free from his contract as of, I believe, earlier this year or maybe last year.
Very nice.
Um,
Because he was in.
the
How long was he in for?
So he was in for 4 years.
Okay. Is that just the
Um,
is that the standard Navy contract?
well, that's standard for military.
Well, fair
Not
enough.
not not just Navy, but military in general.
Gotcha.
Um, so he was in for his 4 years. But part of that, uh, that most people don't really talk about is when you sign on with the military, you do 4 years active duty and 4 years inactive duty,
Oh,
and then you're free. So
interesting.
inactive duty means you can go and live your civilian life and you're not getting a fucking paycheck from the government, but you're still on call.
Oh, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Is it one of those things that if you get called in for anything, like do they pay you for the time that you put there, or is it just kind of like, eh?
Eh.
Nice, good to know.
Yeah.
That's annoying.
So he like I said, he finished his time and he's no longer even inactive anymore.
Nice.
Good for him.
That's good.
Um, I'm not gonna have to deal with that because I'm getting out medically.
Yep.
Anyways, um, one time I went over to his place while he was still living in Fort Collins,
Mm-hmm.
and I met him at his apartment, and he was like, "Hey, yo, we're going out to dinner, right?" And I was like, "Okay." Um, Met him in the parking lot, parked my fucking car. I believe I was still driving the Integra at the time.
Nice.
Um, and yeah, he came out and he was like, "Yeah, just let me check the oil really quick." And I was like, "Check? You need to do that right now?" And he was like, "Yeah, I was thinking about it earlier. Might as well do it now." I was like, "Okay." He pulled his fucking dress white uniform out of the back of this goddamn bug and used that as his oil rag. And
That's awesome.
I was like, "Are you serious right now?" He was like, "Yep, 100%. This is what I use my dress whites for."
I could see
I'm
that.
like, I was like, "Bro, like that's actually kind of genius."
I mean, shit. Like, you have a lot to use. You won't ever have to buy a rag.
Yeah, there you go.
Like,
Easy fucking day.
that's awesome, and I could see Dayton fucking doing that.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. And I remember going back to the Skrillex show. I remember that because
Oh yeah.
that was 2 nights at Red Rocks in 2014. And you guys,
Oh god, what's it that long ago?
it was that long ago. It was our
God
junior. It
damn.
was, I think, summer between junior and senior year.
Fucking A.
Um, but I remember because it was initially you, Zach, and Alex, and you had gotten tickets for night one, and
Yeah.
then I was like, "Yo, I was kind of thinking of going to Skrillex. Like, you mind if I just chill with you guys?" And you're like, "Oh fuck, let's go." Um, Killer fucking show.
It was fucking killer.
I
That shit was
remember.
pretty fucking dope.
I remember two things aside from, like, seeing Skrillex, which was fucking awesome. I remember those two girls that we were talking to, and because they were bitching to us about how they were at Red Rocks the night before, and like something happened, and they got their like pipes or whatever taken and like thrown away. Some stupid shit like that. I don't remember the whole context of it, but like they
I
were,
don't think I remember that.
yeah. And then I remember not seeing it happen, but hearing about it. How I think it was kind of tied into like you not necessarily feeling feeling the greatest, but I remember like you tripped going up the stairs and like face planted.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
and we ended up leaving early.
like I wasn't drunk or anything. Like
No, he was
I
just
remember
like,
I went to the bathroom because I wasn't feeling the hottest,
yeah,
and I threw up my fucking guts,
lovely.
and I came back to the group, and I was like, "Hey yo, I feel like shit. Can we please leave?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, like I mean, we've seen what we needed
It
to.
was pretty much towards the end of the show anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember I went and threw up my fucking guts, and came back, told everybody, everyone was cool, and then like as I was walking out, I was straight up fucking deliriously sick.
Yeah, dude, I remember that.
I was like, I don't know what the fuck happened to me, man. I feel like honestly, looking back on it, I might have been fucking drugged or something.
It's
Because like
possible.
I wasn't drunk, I wasn't high.
But like
I
how
don't
would
think
you
I
have
had
been drugged
anything.
though? Cuz I don't think
I
you
don't
took
know.
anything from anybody.
I have no clue. Like literally all I had that all night was just like some water,
Yeah.
and
That's really strange.
I straight up just lost my fucking shit. I don't know.
Yeah, but I remember you fucking face planted going up the stairs. We made
Yeah,
sure you were okay. We got back to the car, and that was when Zach was driving the Integra.
yeah,
So it was
yeah, yeah.
all four of us packed into this fucking Integra.
Oh,
And I
dude, that
remember
shit was fucking terrible.
we were like, between me, Zach, and Alex, we were trying to make sure you stayed awake because we weren't sure, you could have possibly had a concussion. Like we didn't know. So we were trying to keep you awake. And we stopped to get gas. And while we were filling up, I think it was Zach was like doing something in the trunk, and he was like, "Watch your head," but like I don't know if you didn't hear him or if like it didn't process, and he fucking
Oh
slammed
yeah,
the door onto your head. And we're like, if he didn't have a concussion before, he
yeah. I
definitely does
remember that.
now.
Yeah, I remember that. You know what I
Oh my
remember from
god.
that car ride? I remember desperately asking for Zach to play "Smooth Criminal," or not "Smooth Criminal." "Smooth" by It's gonna fucking kill me.
Oh yeah, I
One
don't,
second.
because I don't remember that.
Uh, I remember, dude. I texted it to you.
Did you really?
Um, Santana.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, no. I remember like my throat was all fucked up and like I couldn't really speak very loudly,
Mm-hmm.
and for some fucking absolutely insane reason, I have no idea. I was like, I need to listen to this song right now, even though we just got done at a Skrillex concert. I was like, I need to listen to "Smooth" by Santana.
I guess it's not the weirdest thing.
It's weird thinking about it because like we were
Yeah,
just at a fucking dubstep concert. And now I'm like throw on some blues, you know?
but at the same time, if you look at at the state that we were in by then, like it's
Yeah, I guess.
understandable.
But like I remember I was like begging for this song like through a raspy fucking voice, and everyone was just like, "What the fuck are you even saying?" And I texted it to you, and you told Zach, and he sounded annoyed as fuck. Zach was just like, "Yeah, sure, whatever the fuck, dipshit," and threw on "Smooth" by Santana, and I was like, like as soon as he threw it on, like I leaned back and I was like, "This is great now." I don't even give a shit how bad I feel anymore. This is great.
That's funny.
I don't know what the fuck it was with that song,
It
but
just made everything better. It's a cure.
I I needed it at the time. I don't know why, but
Yeah, I remember
yeah.
a few of the
Did
shows
I
that we
ever?
got to.
Oh yeah. Did I ever tell you about the what was it? Two Door Cinema Club. You remember that band?
Um, there's a good
They're
possibility you did, and it's just been a while.
they're kind of a indie rock band.
Okay.
They're pretty good.
It sounds kind of familiar.
I haven't listened to them in ages, but you in college listened to them a lot.
Mm.
Um, Maya and I went to one of their concerts,
All right.
and
Very nice on the concert going portion.
yeah, I mean, I guess keeping a trend or something.
Well.
Um, fucking yeah. So she and I went to this. I think I can't remember if it was just us two or if we went with anybody else. I think we might have gone with like Johnny and Daniel.
Mm.
Maybe. I really can't remember.
Nice.
Yeah, it's been too long.
I feel that.
Getting old.
Dude,
I'm only fucking 25 and my brain is like, are we 60 yet?
I know. Oh my god.
Anyway, dude, she fucking pissed me off at this concert. Yeah, so Maya was short, or is, short as hell. I'm not.
You're not short as hell. So
Maya is also considerably more assertive as hell.
true.
I'm not.
Maybe that comes with the fact that she's small.
Probably.
And that's not talking shit. That's just kind of like in general. Typically, small things are more assertive and aggressive when they need to be.
Chihuahuas versus large sized dogs.
Yep.
She dragged me to the front row of this concert. Like, when I say dragged, I mean like she grabbed my fucking wrist with authority
Oh,
and walked through people as if they weren't fucking there.
oh, nah, I'm not cool with that.
And then had me basically stand in front of a lot of other short people that were continuously screaming at me for both walking through them and standing in front of them as tall as I am.
Yeah.
I felt fucking horrible.
Oh, dude, 100%. I get that same way.
Um, dude, I felt so bad. I was like, how do I rectify this situation where I'm not being a piece of shit at the show, but still somehow appeasing this fucking girl?
Yeah.
And eventually, I actually just picked her up without her consent and threw her on my shoulders and then stepped to the far back side of the crowd. And she was screaming at me, and she actually hit me a few times.
Fuck, man.
And I straight up continuously told her, like, I don't give a shit. Like, we're not gonna ruin this show for all these people here.
Yeah. We're not going to ruin the show for all these people just to make it better for you. Like, that's not
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Like, I'm not doing that shit. But man, bringing up X stuff in the fucking first episode of the podcast.
It didn't take us very long.
Yeah, it didn't. I was talking about X stuff even before the podcast with Sauce here.
Yeah, my X stuff is not rated for first podcast material.
Fair enough. So Jakeb, since he's here, would you like to just kind of get out in the open, who he is, and then we'll definitely have him on for an official episode.
I don't know. Sauce, you interested?
Yeah, why not? I mean, kind of made myself known at this point. I was just a casual passerby at this point, but.
Well, I mean, Jakeb can still do his editing magic.
Oh shit. Hold up.
Oh shit. I like. Oh shit.
Yeah, he's playing Tarkov.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
I've not played the game, but I've definitely seen videos of people playing it, and it looks like it could be fun, but it also looks like it's an enraging nightmare at the same time.
It's
both. Yep.
It's pain.
Yeah, sounds about
right.
Yeah,
that checks out.
The realism is a little too real for my ass.
It's yeah.
Oh,
definitely not for the tame of heart. For those who've actually played it, they know.
Yeah.
But if we're keeping this in here, like as far as I'm concerned, I'm just a semi decentish guy from fucking Mississippi. That yes, 95% of the shit you've heard about that state is true. Not about to defend it. Don't go, shithole, hot as fuck. People kind of suck. Everyone there's fake nice to you.
Sounds about right.
As far as what I do, I'm also Navy, was a gunner's mate, am currently processing out. Same deal as other Jakeb here.
Very nice.
Wow, I'm just other Jakeb, huh?
Well, I mean, it's this Jakeb's podcast and your other Jakeb, technically.
Hey, it's both our
podcast. It is our podcast, but I guess
he's the guy with the stream, so I'm going off of like one of the other. You know what I mean? Like
it's both our stream. All right. So Jakeb made the email for it, but like,
all right, cool. Well, by that logic, he just has he has dips. I don't know what to tell you here.
I don't know. You wanted differentiation,
anyway, for anybody that may be interested or listening in the future, Sauce is my wonderful husband.
Yeah, we're dropping that in the chat instantly. Fuck yeah, let's go.
Well, I mean, it's been brought up before.
Okay.
Briefly in stream, I think it's been brought up once or twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Matt Sauce in the Navy. He is one of the most wonderful people I've ever met in my life.
Aw, thanks, Hubs.
Very nice. Good shit.
But yeah, been kind of everywhere ish at least once.
Oh, very nice.
Still gotta hit the West Coast.
We'll have you as an actual guest at some point, Sauce.
Yeah, for sure.
That checks up.
Give
me some time to like script shit because I am not a I am by no stretch of imagination. Yeah, I'm fucking scripting. I'm a piece of shit. I'm one of those social anxiety ridden fucks that just can't fucking math on the spot, and they got spotted. So
yeah, that's fair.
Is what it is.
Understandable.
Yeah, that's like a brief little summarization of me and where I'm from.
Nice.
So
we're keeping it in there. But I'm gonna shut the fuck up, keep tarking, and I'm gonna let you guys keep doing your thing.
Best of luck.
Yeah,
it's going swimmingly.
So, Jakeb,
yo,
got any of your fun stories, memories?
I have a couple. Also, I just want to acknowledge the fact that like it just looked really funny when you finish the one beer and then you reach out and then just kind of pull another beer out of space. Like that was cool. I liked seeing that. Kind of keeping with the concert trend for a little bit longer. I remember one of the first ones that we went to. It was the very first one I had ever been to, without like my parents, and it was when you and I went to Lincoln Park.
That was the first concert I ever went to. I didn't know that was the first for you.
like I said, first without my family, because like
Oh
there
yeah.
was one that, like when we went to
Well,
like
I've
movie
never
on the
been to one with
rocks,
my family.
but
I've never been to one with my family. That Linkin Park concert was fucking awesome though.
dude, wasn't it? And we do you remember we ran into your cousin Kenzie?
Dude, right? That was
Like,
fucking crazy.
she was cool, man. I think that was the first time I met her. She was pretty dope. She was pretty cool.
Yeah, Kenzie's cool. Yeah, her and her sister Jordan are both like good friends of mine.
Very nice. I think I still have the
I
picture
don't
somewhere.
I don't really
Of
talk to them too regularly, but
yeah,
not for any particular reason. It's just
life. I'm
life.
the same way. Like, I mean, for God's sakes, look at how long you and I went without like really talking much, just because
Yeah,
life.
seriously.
Up until fuck. Okay, sorry. Like
Yeah,
as I was moving my hand, I accidentally hit my keyboard. I just wanted to make sure I didn't fuck anything up. But I think it was up until when we found out what happened to Anthony is when you and I started talking again, and then his funeral or celebration of life, however you want to look at it, was kind of when
I think it was just like sporadic, random messages between us.
Yeah,
and then after what happened to Anthony, yeah, we actually started fucking talking more.
Which like, it sucks that was what got us to talk a bunch again, but like at the same time, it's really nice that you and I are actually more frequently talking again.
I feel bad because like after so you and I started talking more, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But with the rest of the gang, like I mean, like I speak to Chase more often than I used to, but it's still pretty sporadic.
Yeah.
And like pretty much everyone else, it's back to just like nothing.
Yeah, I occasionally message Therese at kind of. Sometimes she'll send me something on TikTok. Sometimes I'll send her something, or like we'll have something legit to talk about for a brief time. I still don't think I've actually talked to Aaron since the night that you guys came over, which I kind of feel bad about, especially since he lives like 20 minutes away.
I think I talked to Aaron similarly to how I talked to Chase.
Gotcha.
Where it's just sporadic messages and shit.
Yep.
But it's usually like he'll post something on his Snapchat story, and it's usually like his car or his motorcycle or something. And I'll be like, "Hey, bike's looking nice," something like that.
Yeah, I'll have to message him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I still have the picture somewhere of me, you, and Kenzie when we met Mute Math.
I have that on Facebook.
I do too, and I think I like legitimately have the picture somewhere, probably saved on my hard drive or something.
I haven't fucking used Facebook in ages.
Yeah,
but I know that picture's still on there though.
Yep, and I still have, because I got that fucking the Mute Math CD, and they all signed it. I have that too somewhere, which is
that's
dope.
pretty dope.
But they're not doing anything anymore. They broke up a couple of years ago. I think. Yeah. Yeah, kind of sad. They were pretty dope. I remember. Do you remember when we were during their set, the lead singer like got that weird like MIDI guitar out and was playing it for a little bit, and then like at one point was like went to the front of the stage and just let people poke buttons as he was going by.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was sick, dude. That was so cool.
That was one of the things that was like it was really cool to see for a band that wasn't the headliner,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like that's something you'd expect to see from the headliner.
Seriously.
Man, I didn't know Mute Math broke up. That's really sad, actually.
Yeah, it's been a couple years, but it is what it is. Bands eventually bands are just kind of like
I can't. Yeah, I can't really say it's that sad. I never really followed them that much.
Fair. I didn't really either up until recently. I was like, oh, Mute Math, like on Instagram, and then it's like, oh, they broke up. I'm like, well, fuck, there went that.
Yeah.
I can proudly say that I've gotten to see Linkin Park twice before Chester Bennington died. because it was when you and I went, and then it was I think in 2014, right after they released Hunting Party, and I went with Mike and Sajesh, I think.
Damn, I didn't know you saw him a second time.
Yeah, it was dope. And then going along that, like, kind of that same vein, I remember, like, this shit sucks too, because, so the band We Came as Romans,
Yeah.
they have two lead singer or had two lead singers. One did all this, like most of the like all the screams and then some clean vocals, and the other one did all clean vocals. The one that did all clean vocals, his name was Kyle Pavone, passed away a couple years ago. And I've seen We Came as Romans twice, and neither time I got to see them with Kyle Pavone. Because the first time, obviously the second time I saw him is when they were touring with Bullet for My Valentine after Kyle Pavone passed away. So obviously I wasn't going to see him at that show. But the first time I saw him, that was kind of a shit show of a tour, because like I think that because it was Bad Omens, We Came as Romans, and I Prevail. And I think like the lead singer of Bad Omens broke his leg or something on tour, so he obviously wasn't in as much, like he couldn't do as much as normal. And then Kyle Pavone was out because while on tour, like I think he was getting on or off of the tour bus, like fell and gave himself a concussion. So he had to sit out for X amount of dates, which ours was one of them. So I didn't get to see him then either. And then I Prevail, their like singer Brian Burkeiser, at that time was, I think he was having like vocal node issues or like vocal issues something. And so he had to rest his vocal cords for a certain amount of shows. So he couldn't perform either. So instead, the guitarist took over singing duties for Brian, and it was just a funny kind of way that all played out. It was interesting for sure.
That just sounds unfortunate.
I know. But it kind of made things interesting for sure.
Oh yeah.
Gonna chime in again for the memes. If you guys ever get a chance to go see either Shinedown or Godsmack in concert, do it.
I've heard good things about both.
Dude, it's such a good show. Don't if you're a bigger Shinedown fan than you are a Godsmack fan, just be aware that if you see them in concert, Godsmack 1000% puts on a better show than Shinedown.
All right.
But they're both great shows. They're usually really packed. Tickets aren't that bad. If any of you guys are ever in Virginia hanging out, they usually have tickets for the Arboretum out here. So
very nice.
Give them a look.
Yeah, for sure. I remember another story, Jacob. I kind of want you to tell part of it as well. Do you remember in high school, shortly after you got your license? I think it was shortly after you got your driver's license.
Oh God!
And you got pulled over when we went to Wendy's.
Oh, oh boy! When I was driving the fucking Taurus.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
If you want to tell that story, you know.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So, basically, I remember who was all in the car?
I think it was me, you, Daniel, Nick, and Will.
Was it Will?
I can't remember.
Or was it Matt?
It could have been either. But I specifically remember Daniel and Nick. But it might have been Matt.
I do remember Daniel and Nick being there. I feel like it might have been Matt. It doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember basically like the week that I got my fucking driver's license.
When you're not even at that point, you're not even allowed to have one person in the car.
Yeah, seriously. Like, it was like, for whatever the Colorado state law is, it's like you can only have one person in the car if it's like your parent.
Mm-hmm. Like parent or sibling or something like that.
Yeah, and I got my license and I was all excited and I was like, hey, I can drive the boys to lunch and go out and do shit now.
Well, and we all knew the risks too. Like we were aware, like this could end badly.
Dude, we almost made it back to the school.
We were close.
It was like 2 blocks away.
Yeah.
We got to Wendy's, we got the lunch, fucking ate the lunch. And
we were in the midst of eating it as we were driving back, or at least us, everybody who were passengers were.
Yeah. And man, I don't even remember what fucking street that was that we got pulled over on.
I don't either. It was one of the back streets that was like right on.
Yeah,
like
we
went straight.
It was one of those neighborhoods.
Yeah,
it was one of those neighborhood streets right next to the fucking school.
Because we went straight at the light coming out of Wendy's and went straight across 287 to get onto the side of the high school.
Yeah, and I was speeding.
Were you like doing 20 over or some shit?
Yeah, I think so.
And
dude, I was doing some crazy shit. Dude, I was speeding, like showing off in my fucking 97 Taurus. Like I was so excited about having a fucking driver's license that it didn't even click to me that what I'm driving is a fucking piece of shit.
At that point, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so I was just like, vehicle, let's fucking go. And yeah, I got pulled over, and you guys all had to fucking walk back to the school.
Yeah, I remember, like, because you were going like 15, 20 over, and we came over that hill, and as we hit the top of the hill, we see this cop, and we're all just like, oh, fuck. And then, like, he goes past and then does the U-turn, and we're like, oh, fuck.
No, it wasn't even the cop. It was the speed trap thing.
Oh,
he caught me. He caught me on the speed trap thing, and then he fucking flipped the Yui and caught me.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. Because I think we were all like, "Is that a cop?" And then we passed, and we're like, "Fuck, that was a cop."
Yeah, we went through the speed trap, and all of us were just like, "Oh man, crazy shit, fucking whatever, he hit crazy numbers on the speed trap, bullshit, fucking dumb shit." And then like maybe 20 yards past that, there was a fucking cop.
That's right. And
yeah, and he pulled me over and he was like, "Bro."
I remember one of the questions he asked you specifically was like, after he looked at your license, he goes, "How many people are you allowed to have in the car?" And I think you were like, 2? And he goes, "You're not even supposed to have 1 in the car." And you have 6 or like 5. There were like 5.
Yeah, I had the gang in the car.
And we were like, oh god.
Yeah.
And then he asked for everybody's driver's licenses or IDs at that point because we all had IDs. And then
and he basically told all of you guys to fuck off.
Yep. So we just I remember walking back to school with the guys, just like talking about what happened while eating my chicken nuggets. Like that's kind of how that ended for me.
After you guys dipped, I called my mom and I was like, "Hey, yo, I just got pulled over. Yada yada, a bunch of friends in the car, speeding, whatever the fuck." And she was like, "Are you dumb?"
Yeah, that sounds like your mom.
I was like, "Yeah, I'm dumb."
Be like, "Look, that's not the point here, okay?" Like we all knew that.
And she was like, "But how dumb are you?" And I was like, "Dumb enough to get a fucking ticket." And she goes, "Okay, as long as you're willing to admit it, I'll bail you out." I was like, "Okay." And I got back to the cop and I was like, "You gonna get me a ticket?" And he was like, "Yep." I was like, Great. Fucking awesome. I'm gonna have to hear from this from my mom for the next fucking 17 years. Believe it or not, that incident still comes up in arguments.
Really? Damn.
So my mom went to Germany earlier this month, right?
That's right. She went to visit Zach.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, she spent a lot of time with Zach and Kenzie. They had a
nice.
wonderful time. Yada yada yada.
Obviously, just to make it clear, since we mentioned your cousin Kenzie, this is a different Kenzie. Zach is not with his cousin.
Yeah, that's right.
Just want to before we go any farther.
Thanks for clarifying. My brother Zach is married to a wonderful woman, Kenzie. They currently reside in Germany.
Because he is in the army, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm not gonna get into their whole backstory, but that's their business. But anyway,
yeah.
What were we talking? No. What were we talking about?
How the fact that you got a ticket after having your license for a week comes up in arguments.
So, she called me over fucking Facebook Messenger while she was in Germany because international calls fucking cost money.
Yeah, and as long as you have Wi-Fi, like shit's free.
Yeah. And like she was just calling to shoot the shit, and we talked for maybe an hour or so, and it was just shooting the shit, whatever. And I made a joke that I had almost gotten pulled over while I was on base, because I passed by a cop, a Navy cop.
Is that kind of like an MP type of thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha.
It's an important differentiation because it's not a real cop.
I think that's one thing most people agree on, with the exception of the MPs.
Yeah. So I passed by this cop. Yeah. I was fucking speeding. It doesn't matter. I didn't get pulled over,
which is lucky.
And I told her about it. It has been 8 years since that fucking shit happened.
7 or 8 years, yeah.
And I told her about this shit as a joke. And she still was like, oh, like that time you got pulled over when you were in fucking like your senior year or junior year, whatever fucking year it was. And I was like,
you'd be like, all right.
Bro, are you serious or no?
Oh man.
She was like, oh yeah, I'm still pissed about that. Like, dude.
Like, thanks, mom.
Moms, chill the fuck out.
All right, I think I'm gonna tell one more story before we end, because I figure like try and keep them like hour and a half, like in between that range.
Yeah, that works.
But it was the time. Well, I guess 2 separate times, kind of one leading into the main story, but when it was the 2 times that we went night swimming at the pool in Daniel's neighborhood.
Bro. I don't know if I want this story to be on the internet.
Yeah?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
It's not that bad. It's fine.
All right. I was gonna say, like, if you want,
it's just a lot of breaking and entering.
I say a lot of illegal things took place. Yes.
A lot of underage drinking and breaking and entering.
True. I would say, if anything, I could tell the story if we decide we don't want to keep it in. I can always just take it out later. Like, that is an option. That's why we're recording and not streaming.
Yeah, that actually makes sense.
But so I remember the first time I think it was me, you, and Daniel. Was it just us three? Because this was when we went and
the first
had
time
a fun time and
I
nothing
think
happened.
I think Andrew was the first time.
Not my first time, I don't think, because you guys went more than I did. I was only
Oh
there
no
for
no no
two
no
of
no
them.
no no! You're right.
Because I know it was me,
Daniel
you,
and
Daniel for sure.
yeah. Daniel, you and me went the first time we did that.
Yep.
And then
Which
I
we
think
snuck out of
this
your house to do. So there's that. We were underage. We weren't allowed technically at that point to be out past curfew, or at least you and I weren't. I don't know if Daniel was old enough at the time.
nah.
So there's that, and then there's also the fact that it was. I mean, I guess it was kind of breaking and entering, but it kind of wasn't, because that was one of those pools. It was gated that you had to have a key for in
Buddy.
general. So,
Buddy, I reached over the fucking door and opened it from the other side. We were breaking and entering.
I mean, people could do that during the day too. Like now that I think about it, there's that like kind of gray area in between it. But
No. We were breaking and entering.
I do remember the first time we did. As we were there and you were reaching over, we saw a car turn and we're like, oh shit, okay. So we like kind of pushed ourselves.
Oh
into
yeah,
the bushes.
I remember that. We all lost our shit and fucking went and hid.
Well, no, like we just kind of pushed ourselves into the bushes, like hopefully nobody sees us, and the car passed. All right, cool, we're good. We got in.
It was just some random car too.
We got in, and I remember we sprinted over, threw duct tape on the sensor, and then left and waited for the lights to go off before we went back, and then hopped in the pool, had a good time, left.
Yeah.
I think that was like when we left, and then we went and sat in Daniel's car and ate pie. I do remember that very specifically as well.
It was apple pie, wasn't it?
I think so. It was good pie, actually.
It was one of those just fucking store-bought pies.
And then that leads us into the actual story. That's just kind of like this is what we did before. It was the second time we decided to go night swimming, or that I was involved in, that we decided to go night swimming. Again, it was when we snuck out of your house. And met Daniel. I think that was Daniel and Nick and maybe Matt too. I think there were more of us for that one. And we had, same situation. We were right at the gate door as we were getting ready to reach over to unlock it. And, same situation. Another car was turning. We're like, okay, bushes worked last time, even though you could probably very definitely see us. So we pushed ourselves up against the bushes, and as the car goes by, we just see it, police, and we're just, oh shit. So we take off, and that motherfucker, I remember he like whipped around to the other side and like was in the pool area super fast. We barely had enough time to sprint across the street and hopped into that person's backyard and hid in their backyard. And just waited for this cop to leave, which was like a solid 20 minutes.
Was I part of that?
Yeah. Oh no,
I don't remember that.
You were, and it was. I think that was me, you, and Daniel, and maybe Nick, because we were waiting for Matt. Matt wasn't there yet. And then
I don't think I remember that.
Yeah. And then after the cop finally left, I don't know how he didn't see us as he turned the corner with his lights, because we were right up against the fucking house.
I remember like us trying to get into the pool and like the cop pulling up. I don't remember us fucking running from it and going into someone else's random fucking backyard.
Yeah, and it's not even like it was a couple houses down. Like, no, it was the backyard that was right on the main road that we knew the cop was going to have to use to get out anyway. So I don't know why we picked that place, but we did. And then after the cop left,
it's crazy.
We went back across the street, but like, so you know how there was the pool, and then directly across the street was the house, or like that, set of houses and stuff. But if you went on the west side of the pool and went across the street that way, there was like the pond with all those bushes and shit.
Yeah.
After we spent like 20, 30 minutes waiting for the cop to leave, we went and hid in those bushes for another like 30 minutes. Chase is here, by the way.
Hey, put the headset on Chase real quick.
Hold on. You're going to have to come in close because my headset's not long enough.
What up, Jake?
Hey, put your shirt back in the bra.
I don't want to stretch it out. I like your background.
It says, you like it says boobies.
It wasn't a request. That was a
Wasn't
demand.
request. God. Oh, jeez. All right.
Good to see you, Chase.
You too, brother.
Eventually, we'll have you on as an official guest. Well, there you go. They got 2 fucking cameos for upcoming guests. Very nice.
There we go.
But yeah, so we spent another like 30 minutes hiding in those bushes, making sure that no other cops came around, and that was when Matt met up with us. And then,
Dude, we'll probably have fucking several cameos or whatever guests.
Oh,
with,
yeah.
with just with Daniel.
Oh, 100%.
The stories that he's probably got to tell, given all of the shit that all 3 of us have been through, and Corey too.
And Corey, yeah. So after we finally waited enough time and determined the cops weren't coming back, and Matt had met up with us, we still went through with going into the pool. You know, went in, put the duct tape over the sensor, made sure everything was good, and then we hopped in the pool. But I remember we were only there for like 20, 30 minutes. But none of us were moving. We all stood in the deep end, just still. We didn't want to make noise at that point because we were all just like, we don't want the cops to come back.
Actually, I do remember that. Now that you mentioned that part, I do remember that. We were all just so afraid of the cops coming back that we were just basically just standing in the water.
Yep. The best part about that though is after like 30 minutes we were like, you know what, I don't like this. Let's leave. So we dried off, threw our clothes back on, and then proceeded to climb on top of the roof of Aspen Creek Middle School.
Oh my god.
Climbed on the roof with glow sticks, mind you. So we were very, very clearly visible if people wanted to look at the school.
Yeah.
Like we would have been seen. We were up there for a little bit.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
But nothing else ever happened.
Bunch of dumbass fucking kids.
I know. We were stupid.
Yeah, I told you the first time that Daniel and I went in the pool, right?
Yeah, it was you two and Andrew. I remember bits and pieces. I don't remember the full story.
Basically, I think we were like 16 at the time.
Something like that.
15 or 16. Basically, we were playing fucking Pong in his basement. Not ping pong.
Oh,
not
Daniel's
beer
basement?
pong. Yeah.
Pong, like the screen game that has the 2.
No. Imagine beer pong.
Okay.
But with cups full of tequila.
Oh, that sounds rough.
Because we were retarded.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And my big dumbass was like, "Hey, I'm bigger than you guys. There's only 3 of us. You guys take that side, and I'll take this side."
Oh boy.
Yeah, so I drank fucking 10 full cups of fucking tequila.
Yeah. I don't know how you fucking did that and survived. Good lord.
It's amazing. Anyway, at a certain point, all of us were good and wasted.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that I was the one that instigated it, but someone suggested that we go swimming. And we all moseyed our way over to the fucking pool that's in Daniel's neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And
Same one that I would say it's the same one we went to each time.
Yeah. And I reached over the gate. I opened it up, and we all got to poolside and realized none of us had fucking swimsuits.
This is the part I remember.
Yeah, so
we'll just chalk it up to you guys being drunk as shit.
Yeah, then all of us drunk as shit. We're like, well, we still want to use the pool, and Daniel was like, I want to use the hot tub. And I was like, well, shit, I kind of want to use the hot tub too.
Sounds nice. Hot tub's great.
Yeah, so we're like, well, what if we just don't go anywhere near each other, and we just do it anyway? And that's exactly what we did. And we didn't go fucking anywhere near each other. We were so afraid at the time of even seeing each other naked or being shown naked.
Yeah. Which even now, like, I don't want fucking. There's one person that's allowed to see me naked. That's it. Like,
I want to be real with you. I don't give a shit anymore.
Fair enough.
But yeah, we Daniel went and sat in the hot tub for a while, and Andrew and I sat in opposite ends of the fucking pool. And that was pretty much it. Eventually, we all started to realize that we were losing our buzz, and we were all like, "Hey, let's go back and drink bar." And then we did exactly that.
And there we go.
Well, actually, no,
Very
we
nice.
didn't do. We didn't do exactly that. Daniel wanted to continue his hot tub experience, and I wanted to have the hot tub experience while I was all fucked up and, a kid.
Yeah.
And so we went back to his place, and nobody was home. And so the three of us went to the different bathrooms in his house, and we made hot baths.
That's awesome. Oh my god.
Yeah, we went to all of us went to different bathrooms. We made hot baths for ourselves, and we sat in bathtubs, just relaxing and like drinking a beer, chilling.
Doesn't sound bad, actually. Like, honestly.
It really wasn't. But at the same time, thinking back on it, it's like I was like 15 years old and wasted on tequila.
15 years old, wasted on tequila, taking a bath in your friend's house.
Yeah, basically.
There are a lot of things about that is just like, what?
Yeah. It was like I don't really know how to describe it. It was just we're all just wasted.
Yeah.
We're all just taking baths.
Very nice. Well, on that note, I think this is where we'll end episode 1 of the podcast. This was fun, man. I'm excited to bring on some guests. We'll have to kind of talk about who we're going to bring on.
IR guest.
There you go.
There you go.
Making a casual cameo out of fucking nowhere.
That's all right. Well, good
I
shit.
think. Do you know if Corey has a camera?
I don't, but I can definitely ask, and I'm sure if he doesn't, he can most likely get one.
Well, I think that given the nature of our fucking shit going on here, I feel like he would be most natural for first cameo, given that us three were the original trio.
I would say it's we were kind of the OG trio at that point. Yeah, I could definitely talk with him and get something figured out. For sure.
Yeah, fucking hit him up.